Training and development, no, it's also part under Rule 1030. The employer must train employees in safe work practices in working with electrical equipment. Actually, not only electrical equipment, but of um, general occupation hazard. No, it's in the law that when you start working, your day one must comprise of job orientation, and it must have general safety. So law yun siya, hindi yan siya ano lang, pagka rules, privilege. So it is written in our law that we must have job orientation. So specifically, what are the hazards in this company? If you are working in a power generation plant, if you're working in distribution plant, no, the hazards are electrocution, maybe fall on different level, maybe you have heavy equipments, no? So it is upon the company to have a safety officer explaining this to new hires. Ayan. Okay, so characteristics of electricity, we learned this in our school, which by the way, no, I'd like to make a shout out sa naulo ko gamay kay naa ko ang one of the best professor that I have, Sir Arangcon, no? So sitting with you,
Yusip,
isa
instructor.
sa mga lisod kayo magpa-quiz sa una, sa USEP. Pero 1.5 ko sa iyang advanced math, sir. Thank you sa sa iyang guidance over the years. Characteristics of electricity, we have current, of course, we have voltage, we have resistance, we have power. But let me ask you, I'm not sure if asked na siya before, what actually kills people? No, is it current, is it voltage, or power? Current, syempre. No? Kaya wala pa man tayo nadunggan sa balita nga napawiran o nabultahan. Siyempre, nakurentehan. So, current kills people. And depending on the magnitude of the current is what kills people. Okay, next slide please. Hazards of electricity, it was delved upon. Murag na ano na ko kay murag hurot na half of my slide. Ganina. But to go along with it, hazards of electricity, to handle electricity safely, including working with electrical equipment, you need to understand how electricity acts, how it can be approached, the hazard it presents, and how these hazards can be controlled. So, no example is electric shock, burns, arc blasts, explosion, and fires. So, in Oshs standards, we have what we call critical occupations. No, if during my inspection, ginatanaw na mo kung what specific activities ang ginabuhat sa mga personnel. And if those activities is within that 7 critical activities, then we require more certification. One of those is kaning working with electricity. The other one, demolition, excavation, working at heights, working near or underwater, no? So kailangan siya more certification. Hot works, if you are welding or cutting, if you are working in confined space, no? So these are activities or what we call critical activities, critical occupations. If you in the future are involved with these kinds of activities, then a DOLE inspector might require more certifications for these workers. Okay? So we learned this earlier, no? At milliamperes, no, there are different effects into our bodies, and at above 16 milliampere, so kung i-decimal places na to, saan ang 16 milliampere? Point
Point
016
amps.
So 0.016 milliamperes. That's how much or how little current is needed for us to to die, to receive painful shock. So loss of muscle control can cause victim to lock on source at 16 milliamperes. So meaning there's no more letting go. And above 23 milliamperes, there are severe injuries and a possibility of death. Okay, next slide please. So I'm not sure if this was discussed, but just to give you, we learned this as well in school, what the resistance of materials are. Most metals have 10 to 50 ohms of resistance. And the dry wood, although a dry wood is an insulator, but it's still a conductor. No, we learned earlier na when a tree tap into ato ang mga wires, no, it can still be fatal. So, it still has a conductivity, but dako lang ang iyang resistance. It's about 100 million ohms for a dry wood. But if it's rainy, no, it can go as low as 1,000 ohms. No? That's like a human body after ligo. After kang maligo, your resistance is about 1,000 ohms. No? When we do a quick math, let's say naligo ka, nakuryentehan ka o nominal voltage of 230 volts. So we learn Ohm's law is voltage divided by resistance. Can somebody divide 240 divided by 1,000 ohms, please? Send a calculator. 240 divided by 1,000. 0.24. So how much in milliamperes is that? That's 240 milliamperes. And it's how much is required for